How are you? Assalamu alaikum. Wherever you're watching us, welcome to yet another exciting episode of Churchill Show, My Journey, My Story. And we're so glad that you could join us. The World Health Organization has ranked Kenya number 9 ya watu ambao wako depressed, and we are 4th in Africa. You requested to hear from the coach himself. This is the story of an amazing Kenyan young boy who's traveled far and wide and came back with so much wisdom. He literally became a life coach. From the leafy suburbs of Karen, the amazing story, inspiring story of Coach Robert Burale. Come along.
Hey everybody, how you doing? My name is Robert Burale, Wanguria, otherwise known as Israel or Coach RB. Simply to state that I'm just a man who has experienced the amazing grace of God, actually the scandalous grace of God. My journey started many years ago. Many years ago, by the way. I was born to a very loving family. My father, Apollo Alfred Wanguria, we call him Double A, and my lovely mother, Grace Mudunga Wanguria. My father is now the late, but my beautiful mother is still alive and kicking and getting healthier. Well, I went to primary school, various primary schools. I went to High Ridge Primary School. I went to Nairobi South B Primary School near Our Lady of Mercy. And then I proceeded to boarding school that was called Musa Gitau in Thogoto, Kikuyu. That is just not very far from Alliance. While in Musa Gitau, I learned quite a bit because I went to boarding school at a very young age. I was in class 4. And I was being taken to boarding school. It was quite exciting, traumatizing in some way, but also I learned quite a few things while there. I learned drama. I started acting there. I learned how to just survive by myself. You know, parents would come once in a while to see me on a Saturday or a Sunday, but then at that very young age, you have to know how to wash your clothes and just survive out there. Well, if you asked me, I still think class 4 is a bit early, but when I look back, there are some lessons that I picked from Musa Gitau Primary School that hold me in very good stead up to now, and some friendships that I still hold very dearly with people I was with in Musa Gitau. And by the way, in Musa Gitau, that's when my gift of football, because I'm a brilliant footballer actually, brilliant striker, speed was my forte. I started playing football actively in Musa Gitau Primary School, and there I was nicknamed Zangi. Zangi was a famous Gor Mahia footballer called John Okello Zangi. And I had a great time. I finished class 8. I remember while in Musa Gitau with a few friends of mine, we formed a group called Pirates United, and we tried to lead a strike. Of course, we failed miserably. We were absolutely beaten, and our parents were called, and we were beaten in front of our parents. And I knew respecting authority is of absolute importance. And then from there, of course, I did my class 8. Lovely family, you know. My dad was a churchman. My mom was a churchman, literally raised in church. That was St. Francis Church, Karen. Literally every Sunday would go during the holidays, and after that, my dad would say, we'll go to the club after that. So the incentive to go to church was there. And I started doing the plays during Easter, during Christmas. I would direct a play, the youth church and all that, and the Sunday school. So of course, my church life started building my acting skills and fueling my oratory skills that, of course, hold me in good stead even up to this moment in my life and going forward, I believe, by the grace of God. I didn't do very well in primary school, by the way, the class 8. And then I went to Eastleigh High School. I was now entering into some crazy stuff. You know, I had to learn to survive the hard way. It wasn't a time for the faint-hearted. And then I was taken to Bungoma High School in Western Province, where, of course, the great Stanley Ashtiva was there. The late, may his soul rest in perfect peace. I tried football because I'm very gifted in football. Then one Mr. Oliver Minishi realized there's something more in me in as far as acting is concerned. And he brought me in, he roped me into the drama club, and I got my first great role, of course, and I enjoyed it really. So Mr. Oliver Minishi, who is now the principal of Nanyuki High School, is a man I love and I honor because he pulled out a gifting in me that was there, threatening to come out, but he needed somebody to light it up completely. and Mr. Minishi with the great fellow actors, Chris Wanyela, Richard Tendo, Dancy Eunda, Alfayo Weche, Kelly Walubengo, all those guys, you know, and Wenslaus Masinde. We just now started taking over the drama festivals, and would go to the zone and win, districts and win, provincials and win, would go to the national level and take everybody out. Of course, our rivals were the great Kabarak High School with the great Barnabas Kasigwa at that time. And then, of course, my oratory skills. I remember I also went into the public speaking competition with Mr. Ernest Obomba, may his soul rest in eternal peace as well. And I was #1 from the zone, district, provincial, and the national level. It was quite an amazing time, you know, coming to Nairobi from Bungoma, and you're competing with these great schools. I remember nobody wanted to hang around with me because the other schools, all the ladies wanted to talk to the boys from the other schools, you know. But when I won, I was #1. All of a sudden, the ladies wanted to have ice cream with me, you know. It was quite an amazing time. Family life has been exciting. Grew up in a loving family. But of course, it's not without pain, because I lost my father. I lost my younger brother first, and then lost my big brother 4 months later, and then lost my big sister. So it's been a very tough time, losing 4 family members, and 2 in very quick succession, 4 months apart. But the good side is that this brought us together. We were a very close-knit family. There's a way joy can bring you together. Sometimes pain and sorrow brings you even closer together. And this has been the mainstay of our family, having lost these very close members, blood. And it has made us now have a deeper meaning to what love is. I'll tell you something. I talk to my mother every day. I talk to my sister. I talk to my brothers every day. I make sure, because one day they're here, the next day they're not. So I would even urge people, you know, there are many people who maybe your family squabbles and you don't even talk to your brothers and sisters. I want to tell you something. One day you will wake up and receive a very dangerous phone call that, you know what, they are no more. So my urge is to, through my life, we are a very close family that was brought by love, of course, because we grew up church, but also the pain has brought us together. Of course, after high school, I worked a bit, then went to the UK. I went to Charles College to do my foundation course, then went to De Montfort University, business and commerce. And you know what? My time in the UK was very exciting. So up to there, really, that was, in a nutshell, my very exciting or not so exciting childhood.
Welcome back to Churchill Show, my journey, my story, and my goodness, what a guest we have today. Coaches himself, RB, Robert Burale. My goodness, my brother.
Yes, sir. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Asante sana.
Beautiful place, man.
Thank you very much.
Sasa wewe maisha ndio hii mazi.
Kuota tu moto.
Kuota moto, kujibamba.
Before bibi akuje, wacha niote moto.
And I hope it's soon.
Keep your ears on the ground, keep your eyes open.
Okay.
Yes.
Sasa kuna watazamaji wetu wanapendelea lugha ya Kiswahili. Sitasema wakimenyi, wanakijua.
Sawa sawa, hamna shida.
Wanapenda kujua sasa, for example, and you have a beautiful house.
Thank you.
Hii jumba kubwa, kwanza hii Karen.
Nashukuru Mungu.
Hebu niambie hadithi ya hii nyumba.
Hii nyumba ni tamu tu. Hewa ya huku ni mzuri. Na nashukuru Mungu kabisa. Kwa sababu niko na space.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful home.
Yes.
Naambia Mungu namrudishia shukrani.
Yes.
Na Karen si kutukubaya sana.
Ni kuzuri sana.
Hiyo Kiswahili yangu imejaribu, si ndio?
Imejaribu sana.
Yes.
You know, everybody tells na bibi yake, what happened? Mama Alex.
Sasa, wacha ni correct kitu moja, watu wengi, people get it wrong.
Yeah.
My ex-wife and Lexi's mother are two different people.
Can you hata mimi hapo sasa
nimepotea kidogo.
I'm mixed up kidogo.
I was married in 2012.
Yeah.
for 1 year, 2 days.
1 year, 2 days?
Yes, like Aisha.
Yeah.
Great woman of God.
Yeah.
Mwanamke naishimu kabisa.
Yeah.
But it didn't work out. But a great woman, great heart, and a great person.
Yeah.
That was in 2012. It ended in 2013. Mama Lexi, I was with her even before my salvation. Kitambo tulijona from Lexi is now 16 years.
How is she, by the way?
She's very good.
Yeah.
Ako sawa kabisa.
You are darling.
Oh, that is my heartbeat.
Yeah.
Growing up very well.
Yeah.
And the truth of the matter, I attribute a lot of good things to her mother. Mama yake ni mtu solid kabisa. Nashukuru Mungu.
Yeah.
So Mama Lexi and my ex-wife are two different people.
Okay.
I think I need to get that clear.
Yes.
Yes.
No, Mama Lexi yuko happy?
Yuko doing her work.
Yeah.
She's a business lady. We are raising our daughter the best way we know how.
Oh, okay.
Lakini yuko hii Nairobi tu.
Together.
Co-parenting is very important.
Yes.
If you don't do it, mtaumiza mtoto. Yeah.
That's
And it may not appear that right now.
Yeah.
But later in life unashangaa itabia mtoto ametoa wapi.
Yeah.
Lakini saa zingine ni when two bulls fight, the grass is hard.
Yeah.
So it's important to have a mutual respect. It's important to understand that you came together. Because many people enjoy the intimacy but run away from the responsibility.
Yeah.
So it's important to raise your kids and in the way that they should go.
This is a big house coach kuishi peke yake.
That's why niko na kuni.
Wajua wahenga wakisema unahitaji jiko, wewe ukatengeneza jiko.
Ndio hii kabisa. I mean, do I intend to get married?
Yeah.
150,000%. I mean, I'm a lawyer, man. I don't have the grace to be single.
Yes.
Yes.
So any prospects ama unasema sasa delegation imetumwa.
Keep your eyes open, keep your ears on the ground.
Yeah.
You just never know.
It's coming.
Sasa najua kuna blogger amengoja tu hivi. Amesema nini? Pa! 5 things you did not know about Burale. Number 6 will shock you. Marriage is a good idea. Marriage is a God idea. So marriage is good.
Yes.
And to be honest, kuna vitu zingine lazima uenjoy kwa ndoa.
Yes.
In heaven we'll just be worshiping with the 24 elders saying holy, holy, holy.
Yeah.
Lakini sasa in the earth realm,
yes.
Kuna vitu zingine lazima uenjoy.
But then, what are those challenges as a man of God you go through? Hizo unazipata unashindwa. Watu wanajua mimi ni mwanadamu.
Yes, first and foremost is the judgment I get. You get a lot of abuses. You get a lot of judgment. I mean, I can bet my bottom dollar.
Yes.
This show, utaona mtu ataandikapo chini kwa YouTube.
Yeah.
Chief divorcee.
Yeah.
You know, baba yao wa divorcee.
Yes.
You know, so the judgment you get, and sometimes Christians can be very judgmental, to be honest with you. But also the challenges is after preaching the gospel, there's an emptiness you feel. And you want to come back home to a wife. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mwili unataka hata mtu akumassage kichwa, massage shoulder, you know, and you enjoy the benefits of marriage.
Yeah.
And it can be lonely, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Ndio nasema, when I marry, I will revenge in every way.
In every way.
In the boardroom and in the bedroom.
What do you mean that when you preach una...
Virtue leaves you. In fact, let me say something that men of God will not say, or ministers of the gospel. After preaching, virtue leaves you and your body becomes needy. And I'm trying to look for a very respectful way of saying this. Basically, after ministering to the people of God, it is important you rush to your spouse and be refilled. So you get those feelings. I mean, mimi si mtu wa kujifanya ati mimi ni chuma. Mimi si chuma, Churchill. Unaamka asubuhi unasikia kabaridi kwanza ya kare ni si mzuri sana. And you just feel. So it's not easy, but ni kwa neema ya Mungu that we are standing strong. Until that day that I will get married.
Una manageaje your criticism? I remember wakati COVID.
Yes.
CS Mutai Kagwe, my friend. Alikuwa nangangana hata kujua jina yako.
Alini disown in public.
What happened with that COVID story, by the way?
You know, when I got COVID, how I handle my life, every pain, every mistake I have made, I use it to bless other people. Every wrong thing I have done, I come public about it. And I say, you know what, let my life be a lesson that you don't come this way, especially to the younger people. So when I got COVID, I did an Instagram live while I was still at the observation room. I had my glasses, which are photochromatic. I had my t-shirt, I had my kofia. Now, when you're having breathing problems, I don't think when you go to a hospital, the first thing the doctor will want to do is get you clothes. It stabilize you.
Yeah.
So as I was waiting, I think the nurse had walked out. Na mimi naiki mbele yangu. Sasa zingine mbele yetu itusaidii. Nikaenda kwa Facebook, Instagram live. That's when I knew there was something called screen recording. Because as soon as I was done, I brought down but the next day, I'm getting messages. Hey, COVID, hey, pole. So me, I thought I would get more of get well soon.
Yeah.
Where? 2-3 days later, trending at number 1. KOT.
At that time, ulikuwa wapi? Where were you?
Isolation ward. At Nairobi Hospital.
Yeah.
I was actually there. Very scary part, because you enter a lift and then they tell you don't touch any button. Itaenda juu, ikifunguka, you'll get people waiting for you. So I remember the day, that day very clearly, when the lift opened, ilipofunguka hivi nikapata mtu ni kama enda space. Yeah. Those PPEs na hizo vitu zote. Yeah. And then he says, he saw I was very scared. Akani calm down. He says, tuende tulikuwa tunakungoja. And then when you enter the isolation ward, machine, oxygen, nikaanza kusema sasa, 2 brothers have died, my sister, my father. Will I be another one my mother is going to bury? You know, it was very scary. And then to hear that some clever person decides to say, first and foremost, you cannot wear shades in ICU. Churchill. I have never said in any fora, public, private, that I was in the ICU. So somebody decided, because there were pipes, that this is the ICU. And you know, human beings love to capture bad things. So it's trended. So somebody says, you're trending on Twitter. Naenda tu hivi Twitter. Nasema shades, nini. Then mtu akaandika hashtag the 20 million saga. That I have confirmed. Government paid him 20 million to promote corona.
Hey.
20? Kwani government iko na pesa ya kupatia 20 million?
And at that time, ndio tulikuwa the thick of it.
Yes. Now people are still rejecting corona. By the grace of God, a public figure says, huyu anatumiwa na government kufanya PR. I have never, up to this day, even met CS Kagwe.
There is a question about somebody called Robert Burale, who, huh? Now, me, I never heard of this guy. You are saying he has been paid by who? I don't know who is supposed to have paid him.
I have never. And you see, I was fighting for my life.
Yeah.
How do I handle the criticism, as you said? I knew I was sick. Mungu anajua mimi ni mgonjwa. My only worry was for my daughter and my mother and my siblings. Because what people don't realize, we may have the skin to handle it.
Yeah.
But the people who love you may not have the skin to handle it. So I was worried for my daughter. What is she? Because she's hearing all these things. She has friends who are forwarding her all these things. So I called the mother when my breathing got better. And I said, put her on video. I need her to know I'm okay. Because the mother told me the moment she told Lexi, your father has corona, she ran out of the mother's room screaming. So I needed her to see me. Because at that time it's corona, death. Corona, death. Yeah. So she was thinking, now, is my dad going? It was bad.
Very bad.
I did a video call. I could tell she was there and not there, trying to look with one eye. But I told her, listen, I'm okay. I didn't want to talk for long, because you talk for long, the coughing starts and the discomfort comes there. So the moment I realized, hang on, she's fine. And my mother, my siblings, would come to Nairobi Hospital. Because you're not allowed in the isolation ward, I would go to the window and they would come down there and I see them and I wave. They did that every day that I was there.
For how long?
2 weeks.
Your biggest lesson out of that?
Reduce the number of chairs on your dinner table. Friends are wicked.
Oh.
Friends are wicked. And I'll say that publicly. Yes, I'm a pastor. I'm not called to be friends with everybody. I'm called to be friendly with everybody. But don't be friends with everybody.
Don't be friends with everybody.
Because one blogger got in touch with me and said, listen, I'm going to send you a screenshot what your friend said. And my friend had says, aye, but I'm sitting in Arbi's house right now to Konai. But when that blogger, through his contacts, found out I was actually in hospital, he sent me a message to apologize. Another pastor said, I can't wait to wake up to rest in peace, Robert Burale. After all, we need some of his followers. They're not my followers. Facebook nikilam. So the biggest lesson is keep family close. They're the ones who stand with you when everybody walks away.
And everybody walks out.
Number two, Churchill, everybody who claps for you is not for you. Others are warming up heat to slap you. Yes.
By the way, you want motivational speaker
Yes.
of the year?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes, Rema East Africa Awards.
Rema East Africa Award.
Yes.
Now, before we, when we get back,
Yes.
you tell me about your uncles.
Yes.
You had them in 10.
They all died.
All died.
Yes.
Need to hear that story. And of course, what you're planning, and you need to tell me about 365 with the coach.
Yes, sir.
Sawa.
Asante sana.
Amazing story. You're watching Robert Burale, coaches. You can tell them we'll be right back after the break.
This is your friend and your coach, Robert Burale. Don't touch that dial. Get a cup of coffee, a glass of warm water. If you're a Luya, get to Galian chicken. See you on the other side of the break.
Awesome. That's the best. We'll be right back. Hello, hello. How are you? Let me introduce you to Mivida Homes, a 2 minutes walk from Garden City Mall. Get yourself this beautiful state-of-the-art 1, 2, and 3-bedroom apartment. Experience 1 acre of green space with jogging tracks, recreational area, swimming pools, both for adults and children, a rooftop club, and a gym. This is Nairobi's most exciting development so far. The show apartment is open weekdays Monday to Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Mi Vida, the estate partners you can trust. Welcome back to Churchill Show. My journey, my story with the coaches himself, RB Robert Burale. My goodness, what a place.
What a show.
Sasa mtu akishiwa na chumvi anaenda kuitisha nani?
Shida hapa saa zingine hata ujui jirani wako.
So hakuna kuombana chumvi hapa.
Kimbia tu kwa
Wezi jenga ka barabara hapa.
Kimbia kwa supermarket haraka sana.
You are telling me about your dad and this place, by the way.
Yes, you know, the Bible is very clear about leaving an inheritance for your children and your children's children.
Yeah.
And I've experienced that through my dad, you know, and that has also given me the zeal to do that for my daughter and for her children, you know, when she comes of age, of course. A man has not lived until his sweat can smell 50 years after he's gone. Yeah. Otherwise, if we can't enjoy the fruits of your sweat, some people, the day you die, you're forgotten within 7 minutes. But there are people who you see the fruits of what they have done 50 years, 100 years later. And that should be our legacy. What do you want to be remembered for, Churchill? You're very smart. Umevaa kabisa. But I'm sure when God finally calls you home, you want to be remembered, or people will remember you for giving a platform and making it possible for other people. That's what we call rich legacy.
Rich legacy.
To die empty.
Yeah.
Miles Monroe said that, and that's what I hold every day.
To die empty.
Because you and I today, and everybody else watching and recording, we are one day closer to our death.
Yeah. One day closer to our death. Yani wewe tu yani wako tu zinatokaga tu. Ma quotes. So this was from your dad?
Yes.
Your dad gave you this?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
And so what happened to the brothers, his brothers?
I mean, they were great men, you know. My dad, Uncle Frank, Uncle John, Uncle George, all these were great men. Uncle Frank. But they all, my father died, my other uncles, all the brothers died.
10 of them?
They from the same father, same mother, there were about 6, and then from the other home, I think even more than 7 have died. My grandfather had, I think, 10 or 16 wives or something. It's called Christopher Okuku, you know. Kolo, Christophe, all our dads were brothers. And we have all gone to the village to bury all of them. That's why Christophe is called Mluya of Busia. He's from Busia, where I've come from. So walikufa wote, and I realized, hang on a minute.
All your uncles?
Yes, there's a spirit hovering. It doesn't make sense. And they were all dying at their prime. And then cousins started dying, you know. My big brother, my young brother, Christophe's big brothers have died. sisters have died, you know. And I said, no, something is quite amiss, because these things don't happen by mistake. And I started now, by the grace of God, because I'm a pastor, I walk with God, I understand spiritual matters. I knew there's a spirit of death. A door must have been opened. So I needed to go into prayer. There was a lot of divorces and marriages not working. And I knew, yeah, there's a problem, Churchill. And I needed now to go deep and ask God, what do I need to do? And you go into warfare. Warfare does not allow guesswork. You don't throw punches in the dark. You have to target. It's like, you know, with the precision of a military officer. And I look back now and I thank God that we fought because it was painful. In every family, somebody must stand out and get scarred on behalf of the generations to come. Utapigwa vita, mapepo zitakuchapa, you will have calamities, but it's a price you pay for God saying, I found myself a man or a woman in that family to use to stop some battles. And I do believe even for me, some of the battles I've gone through is because all these forces have come back against me. But the beauty is that he that is in me is greater than he that is in the world. Yes.
There's a time you talked about you had suicidal thoughts.
Yes. Actually, I didn't have suicidal thoughts. I tried committing suicide. There's a difference. Many people are having suicidal thoughts. Me, I've tried it 3 times. Hapana, UK nilijaribu mara mbili huku. Maisha ilikuwa ngumu. I couldn't even afford 3 meals a day. You know, Churchill, I've eaten Colgate for dinner, not for hygiene purposes.
But your dad had all this.
You see, sometimes when, you know, my dad passed on, but sometimes when God wants you to go through a season, he will block all the help. I thank God many people ran away from me because it built me to the man that I am today. And has put, nobody can come to me and tell me they have not eaten. Na niko na pesa kwa mfuko, na niwanyime. I know hunger can make a grown man cry. And that's why you're seeing, we saw in the reports the other day, 483 people committing suicide in 3 months. I mean, that's close to 5 people a day. That's not a joke. And these are the things. When you feel like there is no light at the end of the tunnel, when you feel that your right leg is on a banana peel and your left leg is on a slippery floor, you can't stand. You just feel like if you're going to move, you're going to collapse. And that's why people are getting into depression. People are getting into suicidal thoughts. Some actualize suicide. And that's what is happening. Many people are walking in the streets in good suits, public successes but private failures. Many people are smiling but crying on the inside. Many people are screaming in their whispers. Many people are crying on dry faces.
You know, you make me feel like I'm in class. Actually, I'm learning. Ni coaches. Why are you so passionate about boy child? Because, and that's why watu wengi wamekuwa request to hear your story.
Yes, yes.
Why are you so passionate about boy child?
I'm passionate about the boy child because the boy child is the carrier of the seed. All right? The boy child is like the ignition of a car. It may be small in the bigger picture, but if you remove the ignition, the car will not move. So if you crush the seed carrier, you have crushed the generations to come. If you remove the man, you have exposed the woman and confused the child. So all the enemy needs to do is remove the man. Crush the man. The women are exposed. Because remember, if a thief comes to your house at night, who is the one who will go to the door first?
It's a man.
Then who holds your back? Is your wife.
Yeah.
And who is behind the wife? Holding the skirt?
It's
the children.
Yeah.
If you remove the man, the woman is exposed. When the woman is vanquished, the children are finished. So crush the man, the devil is done with the society. And that is why I run away from men who gossip. A man who gossips is like a burst sewer in a 5-star hotel. Totally unwelcome. Because we are all going through struggles.
Yeah.
You know, you may laugh at my scar here.
Yeah.
But yours is in your chest. One day, because you laughed at my scar, your shirt will tear. And we shall also see your scar. Every man is going through a struggle. Let's go back to the trenches. Let's get all the men. Because a man is struggling. Do you know how many men are walking in these streets wondering how they're going to feed their families? There are many men who their children have says, Dad, buy me PlayStation because my neighbor has. The man is saying, I'll try and help you. I'll get it for you. But he doesn't even know where the next meal will come from. There are men walking with death certificates in their pocket. There are men asking God, can I change my time? I want to go home now. Because being here, my children are seeing a useless father. So the best we can do for men is hold each other and say, you know what? It is tough. But as long as we go together, we shall make it.
I need you to talk to men in a short while. And I needed to understand about this book. Kwanza hii ya kwanza ni Mask.
Mask Off from the strip club to the pulpit.
To the pulpit. And then 365.
With a coach.
What is 365?
It's
days?
The days of the year.
Okay.
Wisdom today guarantees tomorrow. Foolishness today guarantees tomorrow never comes. So the fuel that drives tomorrow is wisdom. So 365 with the coach is a book on wisdom, on leadership, friendships, family, manhood, and many other things. So you can pick one a day that will just keep you going. Every time you feel like you want to give up, you say, no, I'll fight one more day.
Yeah.
Because you know what? Your tears today is the reason somebody will laugh tomorrow. Your scar on your face today is the reason there's a smooth face tomorrow. And I tell the young men, never laugh at the scars of the one who have gone before you. They got those scars clearing the way for you to come.
Awesome. I'm reading something here from your book.
Yes.
A mentor is not necessarily a rich man
Yes.
or woman.
Sadly, young people think to be a mentor, you have to have a big car, a big bank account. The way to pick a mentor is on their value system. Your mentor could be one of the poorest in as far as financial is concerned, but the richest in value system. Some of the most educated people have been educated by not so educated parents. I saw a gentleman who went to this full graduation regalia in Uganda, I think, and went to the market to say thank you to the mother for educating him. The mother educated that man to PhD level, selling tomatoes. But I see young men now, because you have 23 followers on Facebook, you feel like you're the best thing since sliced bread.
Yeah.
You're walking on air. Nobody can rebuke you. You feel like, you know, you're the big kahuna. This young man, you just laugh today. Tomorrow you'll cry. We shall find you on the road crying.
Who's the coaches? Why is it that when it comes to social media,
Yes.
you like talking about, na nakumbuka wakati tulikuja hapa na Jemutai and Professor
Yes,
Hamo,
yes.
and you're telling them to keep off social media.
Yes.
Why are you against it so much? And yet everyone is in there.
The biggest lie of this generation is social media.
The biggest lie.
The biggest lie. Let nobody lie to you. You get somebody going into depression because of an age mate posed in front of a Range Rover. All that guy did, he just gave the watchman 100 shillings.
Yeah.
Tell me if the owner is coming.
Yeah.
And I will take a pose with this Range Rover. And then I post on social media.
Yeah.
So the need to compete.
Yeah.
When you watch a 100-meter race, when you say, on your marks, what do? Their face is down. Get set, and they look up. They don't look on the side. They're looking at where they're going. Go. The first 60 meters, they're not looking at either side. They're trying to get themselves. When they get to look up, they're seeing the finishing line. The moment you look on your right or your left, you slow down naturally. So many people are dancing to the beat of the next neighbor, but their choir has lost the beat. So you are living for the whims of other people. By the way, they don't care. Some of the people who bashed me during Corona praised me a week before that.
The same social media.
Yes. The same people who welcomed Jesus. Hosanna, Hosanna. Welcome him. Are the same guys who said crucify him. So social media to young people, I will tell them this. Enjoy social media, but don't take it very seriously. If you use it well, you will go far. But if you use social media to compare where you are at in life, you'll be taking one step forward and 10 steps back. In fact, social media can turn human beings to that black man in a dark room, winking at a black woman and expecting a reaction. Nothing will happen. You'll be doing things, but nothing is happening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zangi.
Yes.
Before we talk about Zangi, understand you are a very good footballer.
Absolutely fantastic.
Position gani?
Ukinipatia number 7 ama striker kwisha.
Yeah.
Because speed was my thing.
Yeah.
I was very good in dribbling.
Yeah.
I'm good in what you call close ball control. Messi kind of player.
Yeah.
Yani ni hivi tu.
Nini ulikuwa unasema juu ya Nameless juu anasikiza?
Nameless ajui ball. Nameless alikuwa anapepeta hivi. Nipe mabawa. Nameless is my good brother. Lakini ball Nameless. Hii kamera nimwangalie. Nameless watch a ball. You inspire many people imba. Lakini ball.
Hawezi.
Ball. Wacha.
Which team do you support?
Manchester United.
Okay.
And Leicester.
And Leicester.
Those are my 2 teams.
Yeah,
and hapa of course Ingwe.
Yeah.
Na Wazito FC.
So before tuone ball unacheza aje.
Yes.
I need you to talk to about the boy child.
Right.
Because there are so many parents are watching also. Watu wana depression, hakuna job, hakuna do.
Yes.
Hata do ikikuja, hata kama uko na job, the money is not enough.
Yes.
I need you to talk to a man right now watching us, and I'm sure it feels like it's a January. It feels like a year has just begun.
Right, yeah.
So that you can give them that extra push.
First, let me talk to the parents. The problem with the parents now, the new age kind of parents, we are trying to invest for our children, but not invest in our children. We are too busy to raise our children. We have bought them all the gadgets. What is it to tell a child? Amekosea. Unamwambia stand up and face the wall. What punishment is that? Huyo mtoto kwanza amezoea kutwork. So standing in the wall is okay.
Yeah.
He's used to that in the clubs anyway.
So, time out.
Yes, let's instill the right values. And our children sometimes not necessarily hear what we say, but they see what we do. The things we say around them, the things we watch around them, the things we say while you're on phone or you're driving with them in the car. And to the boy child, I know there's pressure to the man, our age. Many men have committed suicide. But I want you to know, I know there's pressure from our wives, from our children, and you feel there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Well, I got news for you. We are never supposed to see light at the end of the tunnel. We are supposed to be the light that will light up the tunnel. What am I saying? Just do the best you can and leave the rest to God. But let's also get a safe space, and that's why I do the men's conference, where men can come, where there is no judgment, where there is no gossip. That's why I don't like gossip, man. And we say, you know what, I have this car. And another one says, okay, fine, let me show you another one, and lifts his trouser. Another one says, come and see my back, I have 7 scars. And it is through our scars that we get our stripes. If you don't get the scar, you will never enjoy the prize. So to every great man out there, I know it is tough. Let's hold each other, because the young boys are looking at us. But the problem, we're trying to fix broken men. So there's nobody to raise confused boys. So let's fix each other as men. And I want a man to encourage a fellow man today. And even type and say, you know what, to all the men, we are together. Once we have fixed ourselves, we have stopped bleeding, then we can turn and face our young boys. Even when you're about to take off, they say when there is lack of oxygen or something, when the oxygen masks come down, before you fix for your child, fix for yourself, and then you fix somebody else. I pray that we'll fix ourselves as men. And then we turn back and go to the trenches. But there are men that we left wounded and they're bleeding in the trenches. We need to go back to the trenches. Even if we are limping, we are crawling, whatever, but let's get back and let's cover the nakedness of our men. That's why I was so happy when I saw in the football match a player who collapsed. And when they were attending to him, I think a Danish player, the other players came and surrounded him. Not because they had nothing to do. Ericsson. They were covering his nakedness. They didn't want cameras to take when maybe he's trying to fight for his life. They were protecting his wife and his children, his girlfriend and his children. So we need to go back and hold each other like this and then bring the men in the middle and say, okay, fine, put on your trouser, cover your zip. You're fallen into sexual sin. You're struggling with alcoholism. We'll not judge you. Once you're done, if I have a vest inside, let me remove my shirt, give you my shirt to cover your bare chest because I have my vest covering. And then once you're sorted, we say, okay, fine, let's go back. You who had a broken leg, you will teach another boy how not to break the leg. You who had a collapsed marriage, you will teach the young boys what not to do if you want your marriage to survive. You who started in a music video as a background guy, how did you come to be this icon that you're only competing with the president in Facebook followers? Then you said, this is the way I went, avoid this side. It is our scars, it is our pains that will use to be a lesson unto other people. You don't learn lessons in the nightclub. You don't learn lessons when you're eating ice cream. You learn lessons in the trenches. It is through your blood. It will speak to somebody else's pain.
My goodness, what a motivation. What a day. We need a whole, I think we need to have part 2
I'll
of
be more
this.
than happy, sir.
I know someone will be asking, how do I get hold of coaches?
All right.
Robert?
I mean, my social media platforms are clear. Twitter is Burale1. Facebook is Israel Robert Burale. My YouTube is Robert Burale the Coach. And then my Instagram is Burale1. Let's have a chat. I mean, I control all my social media platforms. Sina kiburi ya kusema niko na team.
Yes, and you're working on...
We are working on something called By the Bonfire, excuse me, with a Coach, whereby we will bring some men together, have nyama, and let's talk. And of course, yours truly, Churchill, will be there.
I'm invited.
And,
thank you very much.
And not just invited,
Takuja.
you have to speak to us.
Sir.
There are graces that when they enter in a place,
Yeah.
you are so rich that it would cause so much disservice if you don't open your mouth. Because as you're speaking today, somebody has just breathed their last. Somebody is watching this today, and they're planning for next week, yet they're dying tomorrow. So while we are still alive, let us do that which is, we are supposed to do. And when that day, when life flashes right in front of our eyes, we will die smiling, saying, I died empty. I deposited everything. Like Martin Luther King, I have been to the mountaintop, and I have seen the promised land. Somebody watching this today, many years from today, I'm not dying anytime soon. Imagine, as I've said, we are one day closer to our death.
Yeah.
There is a time this video will actually be watched by somebody a day before we die. What will you do before we die? Will I remember you for the suits you wear? Nobody knows the kind of suit Nelson Mandela loves. But if you say the long walk to freedom, you'll know who you're talking about. Nobody knows the kind of food Martin Luther King loved. But if you say, I have been to a mountaintop and I have seen a promised land, nobody knows the kind of movies Barack Obama loves. But if you say, yes, we can, you will know who you're talking about. And I'm challenging somebody watching us. What will you be remembered for?
Talk about what will be remembered for, and I like your sense of, but you design or you purposely shop for this outfit?
This is tailor-made by a great lady called Liru Designs.
Okay.
Yes, I love looking good because I don't like looking like an apology.
Wewe kila kitu ni quote. Ngoja, before tumepeta ball, hiyo ball iko wapi?
Hiyo ball inakuja.
Inakuja. Nini? You know, 70% of my viewers are beautiful ladies.
Yes.
They love the program. What can you tell our women?
I will say this to the ladies.
They are watching this, and
God created a woman with more concentration than a man, I believe, because the way you have been created, you carry the breasts, which is, you are the feeder. Through you, muscles are built. That's why when a child is born, the first 6 weeks or 6 months, if you give them milk, their intelligence is good, their bones, their body immune system. A lady is the neck. Yes, we said the man is the head. Where the eyes, we see where we are going to go. We prophesy where we'll take our families. We hear what the Lord is saying. We smell if there's an opportunity, run towards the opportunity. We smell where there's danger, run away from the danger. But it is the lady who is the neck. We determine where everything goes. So the lady, you got to understand, you are the ones who determine where this world goes. Feed a man, you fed him. Feed a woman, you fed the whole world. And that is why the devil knew, if I come through a man will eat the apple by himself. But if I come through the woman, it will be okay. Childbearing of a woman is akin to breaking 27 bones at the same time. Yes. So a woman has the threshold to handle some pressures. So ladies, we appreciate you. But one thing I will tell you, stop being all about lips, fingertips, and hips that don't lie. After some time, the hips will start lying. Build something else. Keep Thailand closed. No visa to Bangkok.
When was the last time you were motivated till the last minute? We are done. You have a final word?
My final word? Can I say it?
Yes.
Remember this. Somebody is waiting for you to grow because people will eat off your fruits. If you don't grow, people will die. So remember, you are not born for yourself. You are born for other people. And the voice of purpose must go beyond your days on earth. God bless.
You know what? I think, Robert Burale, you need to have a TV show. Honestly, on a serious note.
I have a men's show. But one for motivation.
Yes,
okay.
You just need to have a, ama nikusogea hapa Churchill show.
Nipatie tu hapo. Tufanye pamoja.
Hapa mwisho nitaongea na
we are brothers, we have the same color.
Uko unanishikilia. By the way, this is awesome.
I'll be more than happy.
What would you wish people to remember you for?
I want to be remembered.
And we are finishing.
Yes.
Tunamaliza.
I want to be remembered as a man who made mistakes, a man who cried, a man who fell, but every time out of bravery, got up. And you know what? I kept on keeping on. On that day that I die, please don't remember me for the suits that I wore. Remember me for the impact that I made, but also for the mistakes I did and I accepted, but I got up and I limped forward.
Are you expecting me to give you a motivational talk? Nah, we are done. We are done. Oh my goodness. RB coaches, no wonder it's called coaches. Oh my goodness.
And I need to appreciate my bishop.
Yeah.
Bishop David Moredi.
Yeah. Oh,
that's a man who I love totally.
Yes.
A man who has held my hand and say, you know what, I'm going all the way with you. If the world throws stones at you, I will not be among them. So my bishop, my father, I love you and I appreciate you.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Salam to everyone who's been watching my journey, my story with RB coaches. Thank you so much. I hope you got something out of that. Oh, what a motivation. Coaches,
yes, sir.
Zangi. Thank you very much.
Asante sana.
I'm inspired. I'm motivated.
Thank you, sir.
Sasa twende tucheze mpira unioneshe.
Kabisa.
Oh, and the books, by the way, make sure you get, where can we get this book?
No, just inbox me, it will be brought to wherever you are.
Okay.
Yes.
So, Aziko Supermarket, inbox, Robert Burale, this is the book. This is the book. All right, we are done.
Thank you, sir.
Twende tupepete mpira.
Sawa sawa.
Beautiful.